Hey everyone, welcome to our Tuesday afternoon team Zoom. This is Noelle Cruz, Presidential Diamond, tuning in with Jamie Hughes, Presidential Diamond. Thank you guys so much for hopping on this afternoon. So I wanted to give you guys just a quick update on some changes that we're going to make on a weekly basis. So one of the things I'm going to be doing an hour before this starts, so at noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm going to be doing a power hour. You guys can hop on and work with me for 45 minutes before this Zoom starts, and I'm just going to show you some of the activities that I do on a daily basis that will really keep your business running consistently every single month, okay? So Tuesday, Wednesday, what day is it? Wednesday? Okay, I never know what day it is. I usually don't know, like I can go hour by hour usually. That's typically how my day runs. So yeah, no, thank you for that. Oh, thank you.
Do you want anything added to it?
Yeah, I'm going to add some stuff to it in a second.
Well, tell me.
Okay, my mom's making me a cup of coffee. I would like some little bit of heavy cream and some xylitol in there because I'm not having keto coffee right now. Sorry, guys. My mom's making me a cup of coffee. It just came out of the microwave because, you know, we reheat and reheat and reheat because moms and It Works distributors who gets a hot cup of coffee. I'm not sure, not me. Okay. Maybe we should get our Zoom started and like stop having these squirrel moments. Wow. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Not normally this process. We've had a lot going on in our house recently. So I'm really excited to talk to you guys about parties today. Parties are really the lifeblood of this business, getting the wrap on people's bodies, getting them to experience the products. Yes. You know, getting them to sample the greens and now the keto coffee and different things like that. And just really teaching them about what we do, who we are, and what we have is going to grow your business exponentially. Social media is awesome, but there's nothing like having a successful party. So I have a special guest today, Veronica Pickle. And she is, I don't even know what your last name is, Veronica. You're going to have to, I just know you as Veronica Pickle. That's her name on Facebook, you guys. And I know that sometimes we just call her Pickle, but she is a diamond with It Works. And Veronica, I'm just going to let you introduce yourself because, yes, her name's actually Veronica Peralta, but Veronica Pickle.
Hey guys.
So hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are all of you guys? I'm seeing all these faces, and it's like some of the people I saw at the retreat. So I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So Pickle, been called that for like a decade, so it's okay.
I'm sorry. I totally just brought that back, and it's probably like your nickname from high school, and you probably hate me right now. I'm so sorry.
I mean, it's all over Facebook, so it's okay. So for those of you guys that don't know, my name is Veronica Peralta, also known as Pickle. I've been in this business for about 2.5 years, and I got in. A lot of you guys might know my cousin. She's a triple diamond, Mary Peralta. So I saw this crazy do this for 2 years, and I was like, you know what? There must be something to this. So I came on board, and I love kind of sharing what I did before because a lot of people think you have to be like a salesy person. You guys, I worked with kids prior to doing It Works. That's all I ever did. I had no sales experience. So I love that classroom, like, you know, type thing. So wrap parties for me, they're super fun. And I don't know how you guys do them, but usually when I go to an appointment, there's times where I go by myself, but sometimes you take a partner. You take like whoever you work with. I usually take my mom, I take my cousin, or one of the new girls. And it's a super fun environment to build your business. I love social media, but what I do is let's say we build those relationships on social media and there's somebody local to you. You know, you go and you have that sample party, you have that wrap party, you have that girl day. So that's how you connect with people. Once you're there, I know when I was building my business, the reason why I got to Diamond was because of wrap parties. And it's a really fun way to do it. So literally what I always heard for people like when they set their tips to keep it simple. So I keep it very simple. This is my wrap party bag. So everything that I need for the wrap party is in here. And like she said, so when we go, one of the biggest tips that I could say is to just keep things simple. If you go and I mean, I would get all dressed up and I would look like I was going to a party, like an actual party, and people would be like, if I have to do this all the time, it's gonna be a lot of work. So I kind of like dishes it works, chilled it down, you know, very, very normal. And just talk to them like if you were talking to your girlfriend. It doesn't have to be like this big, you know, presentation. Just as long as you feel comfortable. One of the biggest things that I could tell you is when you guys walk into there, feel that be confident in what you're talking about. So it's just, you know, you can start out, sample your products. I'm super excited about the coffee. You guys, I'm down 12 pounds on the coffee since we got back from the retreat. That is insane. So to me, I think the biggest part of wrap parties too is having your personal testimony. I'm gonna go live on the Black Diamond page today. It's my day for the product coach. But one of the biggest things, if you're at a party, and I mean, we do this with makeup, we do this when something works out for us that we're super excited about, you could feel that energy. So for you guys, if you guys are doing wrap parties, I would say have some sort of personal testimony to share while you're there. I love wrap parties because the look on their faces when I show them my before and after pictures is just kind of like, I kind of believe what you were saying, but you know, now I'm like, the proof is right there. So do the sample out your stuff. As far as, I don't know if you guys had any questions as far as like what to do at the wrap party. You know, what?
Yeah, Veronica. Okay, so I want you guys to actually post your questions for Veronica in the chat. But one thing specifically, like, okay, so you built to Diamond pretty much with parties.
Right.
It's just what you did. And I love your team. I love, you know, so if you guys know Mary Peralta, Triple Diamond, Veronica is on Mary's team. And like their team just parties and parties and parties. And I actually talked to Mary about joining us today as well, but she's doing a party right now. Like they party it up, you guys. And one of the things that I love that you said is that you take you take somebody else with you. You take a business partner with you. Take somebody who's going to support you with you. And I think that's really important. So if you guys have local team, never do a party without another distributor there. My favorite way to do parties and the most successful parties are when you have 6 distributors in a room because you have all of that belief in the room. So surrounding that, I am going to ask you one particular question. Do you ever take somebody to a party with you or not allow somebody to go with you who maybe brings a negative vibe or something like that to the environment?
Like take them with me?
Take them with you to a party. Like if you had, like, let's say you had a local distributor and that local distributor was not somebody who was encouraging and uplifting and, you know, they just kind of like walked around like, you know, the sky is falling all the time. Would you take that person to a party with you or would you encourage them to maybe have their own and then you show up to theirs? How would that work for you?
For us, we would take I would take the person to the party, not just have that be the second person I take. I would probably be, like you said, maybe me and another distributor with that distributor so they could see how it works. A lot of people have that fear of the wrap parties or they have that fear of nobody showing up. And you guys, let's be honest, I think we've all had wrap parties where nobody shows up and that's okay. And when you're brand new, I think that's one of the biggest fears, but it's part of the business. I would take them just because they're going to vibe. I feel like because of all the positivity that we have, they'll vibe off on that and see what's possible. Mm-hmm. So if they have any like negative Nancy, Debbie Downer feelings towards the business, you show people by action. And, you know, at that wrap party, you're going to go and you're going to completely kill it. And you're going to show that person, you're going to pretty much inspire them. So would I take a person like that to a wrap party? Yes.
Okay, so let's start from the beginning. How do you invite people to parties? How do you schedule parties? Like, how do you actually get parties on the books?
Parties on the books, like I said, most of the things that we do is we find people that are local to us. So we have the wraps. For a lot of people that we've talked to for maybe like, you know, those people you have that you talk to for months and months and they want to buy and they want to try it, but they don't have the money. So I always give them the option. Girl, you know, I'm willing to go. I know you've been wanting to try the wrap for a very long time. How about I wrap you for free? I'll wrap you, just bring 2-3 friends along with you. So that's kind of like for the little, like a smaller setting. We do that. We do that, and then those people invite friends. So that's one way. The free wrap, one of the things that Mary had always told me, we're distributors, you guys, we're enrolling. We get those wrap rewards. Most of the time we have wraps like, around. Why not put it to good use? You're gonna wrap somebody for hosting the party, for opening their doors for $6. We never walk out without signing a loyal customer or a distributor from that. Because once you sit somebody in front of you, that's social media is one thing, but when you have that energy and when you have them in front of you, that your closing rate goes so much higher. So that's one of the ways that we do it. What Mary has taught us too is also through tap rooting. So if we're launching a new distributor and we have their wrap party, we'll tell them, invite X amount of people over. And from that wrap party, through the presentation, we always try to grab 1 or 2 people that want to host their own at their house. So that's how the wrap parties just kind of go and go and go.
I love that. Okay. So you go to the wrap party. You've got a little bag with you. You've got, so take us through just a few things that you bring with you.
So what I bring with me, it's the basic 4 products. So I always take the wrap. That's what we lead with. We start with the wrap. I take the greens. I take the defining gel, the thermofit. Now, because we have all these amazing things, I also throw in the chocolate greens. I take the shake, and the coffee is amazing now. So, we're going to have to sample the coffee. So what I usually do is, like, we lead with the wrap. We talk a little bit about ourselves. We lead with the wrap, kind of a very brief introduction. And then as we're talking about the product, since it's 2 people, one of us will already have set up like the greens for them to try out, and we'll blend the shake, or, the fat fighter demo. Like, we'll have all that stuff already set to go. So as we're talking, they can actually try the stuff out. And then people always have questions. So they're testing it out. We're answering what's going on.
So you're kind of doing like a rotating walk around sample session, super casual. I love that. I love that idea, because it literally is just hanging out with your girlfriends, different. So do you kind of do like different tables, different setups? Like, how does that work?
No, it's one table. We usually have a table, or like the coffee tables they have in the center of the living room. And we have everything there. We kind of just pick it up. Are we using the new party pads at all? Depends on what people are aiming for the most. For the business, I love the old party pad. For the products, the booklet, I think it's okay.
Yeah, and I love the new party pad. Like, I love that it's the catalog, that it's the company's story all in one, and you can kind of flip back and forth. And I love that it just focuses on a few of our key products at the beginning, and then it focuses on the packs. So how do you transition from talking to people about doing these samples, sampling a couple of things, putting some wraps on people, to actually transitioning into the business? How do you guys do that?
So once we talk about the products, we always talk, we let them know what the customer program is. We let them know that, what the loyal customers and all that stuff is. So how we transition from that to the distributorship, we tell them, this is as far as the products go. I do want to take 2 extra minutes to explain, that there is also an opportunity to make money in this business. So we transition with that. My thing is, what I always say, because I have that testimony, you want to try the products at a discounted price, that's great. But if you want to try the products and people that might want to try them with you, you have the possibility to earn extra income. So that's kind of how we transition over to the distributorship. And we'll share more in depth about how we started, about our stories. Because again, it's good to have more people, because somebody, if they can relate to me, like, I'm not a parent, I'm on the younger single waller side, but they could relate to somebody else. They could relate to my mom. They could relate to Mary. They could relate to whoever else I take. That's why it's always good to have 2 people. Me and Mary kind of tag team. Like, this girl uses my before and afters to like build her business. So she tells like all of our distributors, if you know that somebody that needs to lose weight, take them to Vero. If you know it's somebody that's like a mom, or they're a little bit smaller and they need to lose 15 pounds, bring them to me. depending on who they gravitate more towards. So we'll share our stories. And a lot of people, like I said, when you hear about the business, you think, I have to do this full time, I have to quit my job, sales, all that stuff. So once you tell them, I would say have your stories down, because that makes a big difference. And then we lead into how much you can make, what you need to do. And we pretty much just go over the 3 steps, joining, gathering your customers. We just explain what the loyal customer program is. Can you think of 4 people that might, be stressed out, need more energy, can phone that tell me if they just had a baby, and then we tell them, can you think of 3 people that would want to make extra money with you? So it's very, very simple. Like, we keep it very basic.
I love how simple you keep it. And I think that is, when I'm thinking back to when I first started, we didn't know what we were doing, right? We were ignorance on fire. We were putting wraps on people. We're getting greens in people's mouths. We're signing them up as customers. We're saying, hey, you want to come make money with me? And we're signing them up as distributors. Like, it was so simple. And I love that you just keep it simple. And I feel like that's oftentimes where we go wrong, is we overcomplicate it. We try to introduce too many products. We try to, like people ask me all the time, well, can I take this with this medication, different things like that? And I'm like, that's a really good question for your doctor, like different things like that. You just, I don't know. I feel like we need to go back to basics to say, like, this, you can use the products and get healthy. You can use the products and get healthy and make money. Which one sounds better to you? So I just love that. Okay. So I know that Jamie actually had some specific questions for you, Veronica. So I'm going to let her pop on.
Hey.
Hi.
So my question is more, I guess, almost event related, or I guess it could be like if you were just out and about shopping, how do you go about getting people to set up a party, like, on the spot? So say I'm like at an event and we're talking to people and they want to try the products, but they don't want to buy them, offering it for free. Do you have a lot of success with that, or do you do that a lot, or do you build relationships first before?
When I've done, like, if it's somebody, what kind of event are you talking about? Like
vendor events, or like if you're just at the grocery store at the the cashier, you're talking to them, and sometimes you have a little bit extra time because you're not real busy, or the store's not. When I go shopping, I go early in the morning and there's nobody there, so you can talk a little.
We really do lead with the wrap. Once we're out, they say make this business, turn it into like your life. So if we're out and we go to lunch and our waitress is like really friendly, she just has that personality that you want on your team, we'll tell her, we'll carry the Blitz card, and we'll exchange contact information. We'll tell her, like, you know what, girl, you are so great at what you do. Like, your smile just brightens up the room. And it's similar to what we do. Like, I think you would be a perfect fit. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. So we show them, we kind of brief up what the wrap is and everything. And people love free stuff. So if we tell her, if she's local, obviously, we'll set up the appointment and we'll wrap her. I want to say 3 or 4 out of 5 times they end up signing up as distributors for that with the wrap. Like, for me, wraps are, like I said, with the wrap rewards, it's just really easy to get that foot in the door. So it's always exchange that conversation. Have we wrapped somebody on the spot? I think maybe like twice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and then if you were to set up so you set up an appointment with her, where do you set that up? Do you go to their house? Do you set up a coffee? Okay.
And that's why you always travel in buddy system.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't go by yourself.
Well, one of the things I was going to say is, like, when I go blitzing, we always have way more success when we blitz in pairs, because we're out, we're having fun, we're shopping with our girlfriends, we're having lunch with our girlfriends, like, whatever. And people are like, well, I want a girlfriend. Like, there's I think that we forget, and I know that I do, especially in this business. I've been so blessed to be surrounded by all of these amazing men and women. And I feel like my friendships are just through the roof. And then I forget that there's a lot of people out there that just don't have those relationships. And that's what they're starving for. And so when you're, you know, Veronica, when you're out with Mary or something, and you guys are just having a blast, like, people are like, they're drawn to that. They're like, I want to do that. So I think that that's so cool. And I love that you just book parties on the spot. It's so good.
I think that that's a really good point, because we do forget that. A lot of people will see this, and the reason why they'll be interested is because of the relationships and the sisterhood and the bond that you have. Because a lot of people in the real, like, outside the it works world, it's really hard to build those relationships as adult or with people and have that interaction. So yeah, if you see a group of girls having like mimosas for lunch, or like, you know, just out and about on random days, they're like, oh, well, you know, what do they do? Like, I would want to be a part of that. And the beauty is that anybody could be a part of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't need to have no extra magical superpowers to do what we do.
Yeah, that's so good. So Eric Bryan says, do you do live online parties as well?
We have done events where we like make an event page and we go live on that event page, because, well, y'all know that we kind of say stuff a certain way, you know, and it has to stay compliant and all that stuff. So we'll do that. There is sometimes where we do go live on our personal pages to talk about specific products, but not a full-blown like party pad presentation.
Okay, awesome. What other questions do you guys have for Veronica? Veronica, I'm going to ask a question while people are posting theirs. If you launch a new distributor, what is that first step to get that new distributor launched if they're not local to you?
If they're not local to me, we have to get on a Zoom.
Okay, so you do a Zoom party.
We do a Zoom. Well, I need to talk to the person first, just kind of get a feel for what they're doing. I have done a Zoom parties for, I have a few girls out of state where they'll have their people over and we'll Zoom through we'll do the party through Zoom.
Okay, awesome. And then once you do a Zoom to get to know them a little bit better. Then you do a Zoom party. And then basically you're teaching them to party and to do social media, just like you guys do.
Right.
Awesome. Okay, now what if you have somebody local? What would that look like? Are you always the person doing their party for them?
When we first launched, yes.
Yes. Okay.
So I'm implementing this with my new distributors because I did baby people, you know, before. But yes, I will do their parties. The first time, obviously they have to be there. I tell them that you guys can't just sit back and, you know, relax. See what I'm doing, take notes, take a mental picture of, you know, what products we're picking up. The second time I'll do it, but they'll help me. And then the third time they actually do it themselves.
Mm-hmm. I love that. That's so good because you're teaching them to fly. Good. Okay. What other questions do you guys have for Veronica? She has partied all the way to Diamond. She partied herself to Diamond. So she's obviously a wealth of knowledge. Can you report what, Tiffany? Repeat that. She wants you to repeat something. I don't know. Veronica, what were we just talking about? What were we just talking about? I have no idea.
When you said when you start new people off, it cut off right at the end, and she said right before Noel, you said that's really good because you're teaching them to fly. I missed it because it cut out on my end.
Oh, okay. When I launch a distributor that's local to me, obviously one of the biggest things that people are scared of is talking in front of people, even if it's like 3 people. But I do understand that it's a little bit more weird when it's your family and friends because they don't really take you serious and you don't know what you're doing. So when we have their launch party, I do their first launch party, but I tell them, be aware of what I'm doing. Like, listen to what I'm saying because eventually you're going to be doing this by yourself. The second party, I'll go and I'll do it with them, but I'll kind of have them interact. What I love telling the girls, I'll have the girls share to their family and friends why they started the business. So little simple things for them to start talking and kind of getting comfortable with it. And then the third wrap party, I'll be there, but they'll actually guide it. They'll do it themselves.
So one of the things I want to mention, and this is something I've learned over the years, is I have to prep people to let them know that they're going to share their why with their family. Because what I found is if I don't prep them, oftentimes they will change it because it's their family or because it's their friends. So why they told me they started is a very real, very raw, very heartfelt reason. And then when I get them in front of a room, in front of people, or on a Zoom party in front of their friends, they change it. And they're like, oh, I just want to make a couple extra dollars to be able to like get my nails done. And I'm like, that's not why you started. You started because you got boatloads of credit card debt. You know what I mean? And they're not being honest with people because they're embarrassed. And so I think that, that's one tip I could give you all is to let them know, hey, you're going to share like, hey, tell me why you joined again. Like, and remind them why they joined and then say, you're going to share that tonight. Like you're going to share that. And they might get a little bit scared, but like you're going to share that. You're going to share your heart with your friends and your family because that's what this business is about. It's about being real and it's about being vulnerable and it's about letting people in. And when you can do that, people are going to join you.
And that is something that I touch on when we do the one-on-one training where I'm getting to know them. We ask them their why and everything. I always emphasize that their why is extremely important. Like they really need to know why they want to do this business, what this business can do for them and for their family. So once we establish that why, and I tell them, like Noel said, you have to be very raw and very real in why you're doing this. And I always tell when I sit down and I launch distributors, I tell them people are not going to want to support you and help you, buy stuff just like if you say, oh, well, I want extra money because I want X amount of things. We all want other things. People are also in financial crisis. Why are your friends and family or people around you going to help you when they know that real raw reason? Because you can't do this or you can't afford, this, or you're in this financial, struggle. So my thing is that I tell them, I do emphasize, sit down and really think about your why. And I also let them know, your why is very important because I don't sugarcoat stuff about the business. I don't tell them it's going to be an easy ride. I tell them this business is so rewarding. It'll probably be the most rewarding thing you ever do, but it'll also take a lot out of you. There's going to be those days where you don't have those highs. And that's when your why has to come in. Your why is that important that when the business maybe, is getting a little tough, because it does for all of us, you have to know and remember why you're here. So I'm very but this is what I do, guys. I don't know. It's been working for me. I'm very honest. So if it works, if it's okay with them, like I said, their why has to be really important. I don't tell them the business is just rainbows and butterflies when they start because I just giving them false expectations. Mm-hmm. But I do tell them that it'll be like the biggest blessing of their life.
I think that's good. And I think that, obviously honesty is always the best policy and you need to be honest with people. And I think that if you are a person who's going to say, oh yeah, it's going to be so easy. And you can be making $2,000 a month and it's just going to be so easy. Like that's not easy. It takes becoming such a different person and putting in a lot of hours to become a diamond, to become a diamond leader and to be making that much money from home, which ultimately can propel you from $2,000 a month to $10,000 a month. That takes work. And I think that when you are honest with people like that, they're going to respect you as a business owner because they're going to realize, oh, this is a legitimate business. This is not a get rich quick scheme. This is just a business. And so, I think that's great. So Jamie, did you have any more questions? I know you had a couple things you wanted to ask. Jamie's getting ready to just party and do events and.
Yeah, we just booked almost every weekend until really close to Christmas for events. So the plan is to have the event and then have a party on this, the events are usually Saturday, Sunday, then have the party set up for Sunday evening and have people coming. Do you do any incentives for people? They bring extra guests, or do you do games or anything like that? Or do you just keep it to the short and sweet, to the party pad?
No, I don't usually have incentives. I know that some people do, like if you bring 2 of your friends, like you wrap for free 2 or something, but I don't do that. At the party, you get to sample the stuff. I mean, it's not like you can't try the things out. You could take some greens, you could sample the wow. I mean, there's enough things there to where they could get their hands on where they don't have to purchase it like there with still trying it. In a specific case, maybe if it's like a super big party or the person hosting that party wants to do something like that, then it would be up to them. But me personally, the person that hosts that party wraps for free to show their friends, family, all that stuff, their results, and we go from there.
Okay. And give us your best closing tip. So you've got people that showed up. Let's say some of them wrapped, some of them didn't. What's your best closing tip to actually get people signed up as customers or distributors, or to book that party before you leave?
You give them, like I said, that simple play on words. You only give them 2 options. There really isn't kind of that, well, maybe you don't have to order type thing. So we always ask. So, you know, with this being said, do you guys want to try the product out? You guys will get the 40% discount. Or do you guys want to try the product out, get fit, get healthy, and make money at the same time? So we only give them those 2 options. And it's just human nature. I mean, people sometimes still say no, but if people only give you 2 options and you kind of are like, oh, well, like not right now, you know, it's a lot harder for you to do that. So like I said, from there, it's usually they pick either or, even if it's, I mean, some people might not have the money, but to support the person that they're helping out, they'll get like the Fat Fighters or the green, something very inexpensive, but they'll still sign up and they'll do the 3 months. And for that person that said, you know, I don't have the money right now, that's when we'll pitch the wrap party for them to do at their house so they could try the wrap for free.
I love that. And honestly, even if they have a friend that signs up for the Fat Fighters and it's, you know, just that 25 BV, those people signing up is enough to keep that distributor in the game.
Yeah.
Because when you have a new distributor who has nobody that wants to support them, those are the people that have an extremely high attrition rate and they end up not being here in 3 months because nobody wants to support them. So even if it's a small order, they're still getting that support. And I think that's huge.
I mean, yeah, it's all a win as long as, and especially when they're starting out because they want the product, the free product and all that stuff. So it's a good thing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Veronica. I'm going to challenge everybody on this Zoom to book a party, even if it's at your house in the next week. Okay. You guys, if you're hosting a party once a week, like one of the things I like to do is I like to have a date set in stone that is a party at my house every single week. Same place, same time, so that when you're out and about blitzing, you can just invite people to that party. And it makes it super simple. My distributors know what's happening, you know, and I'm constantly inviting throughout the week. So that's going to be my challenge to you, is to book a party in the next week. And if you do, post it in Black Diamond. Shout it out. I've got a party booked, you know, and if nobody comes to your party, well, what do? We take a bunch of pictures and we post them on Facebook and we make it look like we had a great time.
Party ever.
Best party ever. Me and my products. I got to talk to my couch and have some keto coffee on my own. We don't say that, but it's okay. So anyway, you guys have an amazing week. Like I said at the beginning, we're going to be doing the power hours before the Zoom every week. So noon Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. Every week, you guys can come join me, work with me, and then we will Zoom and learn a little bit more about how to build your business. So anyway, you guys have an awesome rest of your day, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, Veronica. Bye.